be careful. Ishnu Allah. Farewell.
Hey, what's up, Strafe, man? How's it going? I got so disenchanted by not getting a weapon. I was really frustrated. I opened 72 mithril bound lockboxes from fishing. 72 I opened. And I didn't get a weapon upgrade. So I was very disappointed. So. But we're making a lot of money doing it. It was in Hey, what's up, Insomniac? It must have been in 73. Yeah, RNGesus is really kicking my butt right now. I got about an hour left. A little bit less than an hour on Dragon Buff, and I'm just gonna go kill some Nagas and see if I can find some chests over here. There should be some chests in the stronghold over here. You getting steamrolled, really? Dude, you just gotta figure out, every time you die in the game, you gotta figure out why you died and make sure you don't die the same way every time. As long as you're not dying the same way every time, then eventually you're gonna get to 60. Man, level 42, jeez. These guys are low level. You know what? It's a waste of time killing these guys. Let's just go kill the hippogriffs. The hippogriffs. I've been so disappointed by the RNG that I've been tempted to abandon the weapons part of the challenge and just say, you know what? I can use weapons that drop off mobs. just so I can get to 60 faster. You know, keep all the other restrictions, the melee and everything else, and the crafted gear only, but just drop the frickin' weapon restriction, just because it's really slowing down my leveling. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about that? I'm tempted to drop the level restriction. I mean the weapon restriction. Now, I still would leave the weapon restriction there, meaning that I couldn't use like dungeons and quest items. I would ease up on the weapon restriction and just say that I can use weapons that are looted off mobs, right? So I still would have to find. It still would be like a self-found thing. You still have to find the weapon off like a monster. You know what I mean? I'm tempted to do that. That doesn't guarantee it's a good weapon anytime soon either. We still have to get one, right? It's also drop off a monster. At least then I'm not wasting some, because fishing unfortunately slows down my leveling because I'm not getting any experience for fishing. That's where it really slows down the leveling, you know. What do you guys think about that? Changing the restriction to say weapons can only come from treasure chest crates or, you know, a drop from a mob. In silence. Both dust were random stuff you didn't expect to spawn while I was... Oh, really? That kind of sucks. But if you're dying because mobs are spawning on you, that means you're not... It means you're not respecting the mob spawn locations. It's just fun seeing the meat hunters thing. Cool. But if you're getting killed by respawns, that means you're probably... Like, to avoid getting killed by respawns, you're going to move in a path, you know what I mean? Like, you'll move... You're going to be killing mobs in a certain path. But if you're doing quests, and you're not really grinding mobs, then that's different, because you might get to an area where you're just doing quests and the mobs are dead, and all of a sudden you kill a mob and a bunch of mobs spawn, and you didn't know that because you weren't there when they were killed initially, you know what I mean? So, again, then if that's the case, then I would go back to just always have an escape route. Always know that something like that happens, know where you can run to if you can, you know? I see Bitcoin's got a notification. It's probably not a good one. Let's see. Yeah, no, Bitcoin's just dumped. That's probably a good time. I wish I wouldn't have bought. Probably a good time to buy Bitcoin though. Fishing crates can be kind of an addiction to be honest, because you know they're like loot boxes. They're like, you know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna get in them. And I'm not the kind of person who falls for that kind of shit. You know, people that like swipe their credit card to buy like in-game like loot boxes. I'm not the kind of person who does that kind of crap. What kills me the most about fishing is like I already said, is you're not getting any experience. It's like you're putting your leveling on a hold to fish, you know? Like, I actually went back to my melee hunter that I leveled all the way to 60 in hardcore, in the community-based hardcore, and I looked at her playtime to see how long did it take me to get that melee hunter to 60, and it took me 11 days. And I can tell you this character is probably going to take longer than that. And the reason this character is going to take longer than that is because of fishing. Because I'm wasting so much time fishing. Like if I look at my played, it's 9 days, 9 hours. You know? And they guarantee you an entire day of that, an entire 24 hours is probably just fishing. Maybe more. It could be more than that actually. So I got very frustrated with it today. I was all excited. I'm like, man, I got all these chests I'm opening. I'm gonna get a weapon, and I did get, but I mean, it's not all at a loss. We actually looted 5 journeyman's backpacks today, 5 of them. So we looted 5 14 slot bags. We also looted multiple rings, so we were able to finally get my second ring, which was a really good one. We got a marsh ring of the monkey, right? But now we're just gonna go farm one of my more favored farming creatures, which is the lovely Ferretless. Hippogriff. I've gotten multiple blue items off these guys in the past. I don't know why, but I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my restriction as of right now and say that I can only use weapons that come from crates or as a drop off a monster. Right? If it drops off a monster, I can use it. But I still can't use weapons that come from quests. I still can't use weapons that come from dungeon boss mobs. And I still can't, buy weapons off a vendor or something. I'm going to add the extra level saying if we get a weapon that drops off an actual just monster in the world, that we can use it. That way, it'll give me more, it'll let me focus on leveling more, basically. But yeah, these guys I like because they don't seem to have very high armor or health, and they seem to have a really good loot pool, or a decent loot pool anyway. And of course you can skin them, which is always a bonus for your skinner. But you can see how fast I'm killing him. I mean, that was quick. But they're low level, so my experience isn't going to be super great. They're respawning in a particular manner. That's weird. Hold on, I think my wife is calling for me.
Another day gone, seems I just arrived. All so close, but low on time. Moved so far, was so near. Carry the weight of leaving here. Always something on the hill. Always chasing around the bend. Always hoping time stands still. Always knowing the road will end. Caught in tide of move so far to fight about. Carry the weight of missing out. Kept in the dark. Am I so useless? Mouth folded shut, and I'm feeling restless. All the seams erupt, tearing from the inside, jagged little cuts. It feels like war this time. The ground was bare, I tried to drown. The emptiness couldn't turn it all around. Pull the shutter, see the world fly by, like images on fire.
Sorry about that. My wife is really, really sick and she needed me. All right, I gotta pour myself a drink here. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Whew.
Idiot. Person said in guild chat, there's not much difference between self-found and non-self-found on the server. I'm like, actually, there's a huge difference. Non-self-found can use the auction house, which makes things 10,000 times easier. Now you can trade with other players, which 100% means these people could be buying gold, or they could be, you know, trading with players who have a higher level to get gold or get items. Or well, when you're self-found, you can't do any of that shit. I hope that when Blizzard releases Classic Plus, they have a hardcore self-found server, where every character created on the server is automatically hardcore self-found. Because that would be the server I would play on 100%. 48. I think there's Nog over here if I remember correctly. Gorillas too. I don't really know how hard these guys hit. Probably pretty hard. Never liked fighting gorillas, to be honest. Survival specs. Do the usual for my hybrid melee. This is actually straight melee, but even when I do a hybrid melee, it's pretty much the same. I always go deflection. I get 2 points in humanoid slaying, 2 points in monster. You could actually change these a little bit, but you definitely 100% have to have savage strikes and clever traps. And deterrence also, and I would say that you pretty much, if you're going to do like hardcore melee hunter, you got to have, you know, mandatory savage strikes, mandatory clever traps, mandatory deterrence, mandatory sure-footed for the hit rating, and I would definitely put at least 1 point into trap mastery. But yeah, that's pretty much the survival. Then the rest is mostly just a BM build, but I go into improved aspects of the monkey because I like the extra mitigation. I also like to face tank sometimes and off tank sometimes in dungeons, so it's nice to have those options. Nice to have those options, but right now we really need to get a weapon. What is this quest? I don't remember this one. If I don't remember quests in hardcore, I typically don't do it. Don't like surprises. I want to get to the ruins over here, the Raven Wind. Pretty sure it's Naga, but I don't remember what level. They gotta be pretty high level. The ruins of Ravenwood. I don't like fighting gorillas. Oh, Nagas. Interesting. Didn't realize there were Nagas, or rogue, harpies, I mean. Didn't realize there were harpies over here. Been a long time since I killed mobs in this area. Harpies are good, they're weak. And there should be hopefully some treasure chests around here. Maybe we can loot a weapon. We just looted a heavy flint axe. A lot of these guys are melee. There's a wind collar. Why is this monolith clickable? Interesting. Apparently, there aren't a lot of chests in this area. So apparently this is a really bad area to farm. Apparently these guys do not drop good items either. Alright, so let's get out of here. Bummer. You're probably better off just killing the harpies or the hippogriffs. Soccer. Hmm. Apparently the Gorduni ogres have a pretty high green drop rate. So we may go farm the ogres. The ogres have more health and they hit harder than some other mobs. They're probably not the best mobs to farm, but they do drop greens at a higher rate. I've decided, as of today, I've decided to remove part of my weapon restriction because I'm just so frustrated with not getting any weapons. And I want to get to 60. So instead of only being able to use weapons from crates or fishing crates or treasure boxes, treasure chests in the open world, I'm going to say that if a monster that I'm killing, a mob in the world, drops a weapon, I can use it. So we're going to add that extra leniency, I guess you could think of it. We still can't use weapons from quest rewards. We still can't use weapons from, bosses, like dungeon bosses or anything like that. But if we kill a mob and it drops a weapon, we can use it. So I guess that would play into just the self-found aspect, right? We only got 21 minutes left. Let's blow the rest of this of my Onyxia buff on these mobs over here real quick. It's gonna take me just 10 minutes to probably get to the ogres. Free further. Nice, nice. Yeah, I just felt like it was becoming frustrating. I was just getting frustrated. In an effort to get an upgraded weapon, I fished up 72 mithril-bound fishing crates, fishing lock boxes today. 72. And out of those 72 boxes, I didn't get one weapon I could use. So I just I'm not even gonna bother skinning these guys because I just want to kill them as fast as possible. So I got frustrated. I actually was so frustrated I logged off the game. I was like, you know what, this is frustrating. And I've been using a level 35 weapon since level 35. So we've been using this weapon for 17 levels, which is starting to feel a little bit punishing. Like you said, it's starting to kind of put a damper on the fun to a certain degree. So I don't care about money. This shit's clogging up my inventory. I hate throwing some of this stuff away because it's worth decent money, but I wish there was a vendor nearby. I've had good luck with the Fray Feathers before, the Hippogriffs. I've actually gotten multiple blue weapon drops off them in the past on hardcore. That's why they always have a special place in my heart. Some because they've dropped. Actually, I think I've gotten 3 blue drops on them. In the past, in past times when I've leveled hardcore characters. So that's why I always kind of. It could have just been totally. It's probably just RNG, but the fact that I got 3 blue drops off them is always kind of stuck in the back of my brain. Like, hey, these guys are dropping blue items. It could have just been totally like luck of the draw, right? Probably never see a blue item drop from them again. You know what I mean? See, I'm not even gonna loot these guys. I'm not gonna skin them because I got 17 minutes on a Nixie buff. Let's maximize our buff usage here. Oh my god, hit the mob. Come on, kitty.
body hums, it knows my secrets. I'm awake, tangled in regrets. Every scar I tried to hide led me here, nowhere to run tonight. There's a spark I can't contain, rising slow through all my veins. I'm breaking through, leaving shadows, walking past the nights that tried to hold me. Every part of me is finally awake. I'm standing, I won't break. Your words echo when the world goes silent, even when the night feels violent. Corners of fear I can't disguise. Something in me finally feels alive. There's a spark I can't control. It's alive, running through my soul. I'm breaking through, leaving shadows, walking past the nights that try to hold me. Every part of me is finally awake. I'm standing, I won't break. No rewinds, no second guess. Every broken piece of me finds its rest. I'm standing.
Bar place for your crowbar. I have weights behind me on a weight rack. Just dumbbells mostly. I use dumbbells a lot because I have all different sizes of dumbbells behind me. I use them all the time when I'm working. Like I'll be on conference calls and I'll just go over the dumbbell rack, grab like dumbbells, be doing like curls and lat raises and shoulder presses and whatever, just anything. You can do everything. You can do pretty much everything with dumbbells. It's awesome. You can do rows. You can do squats, lunges, anything you want to do with dumbbells. I like curling bars though. Curling bars are nice, especially the inner part of the curling bar. They really build the tip of your bicep. The bicep. Build the guns of Navarone. Alright, we've only got 6 minutes left on the buff here. Let's take out this cursed dude. He's annoying me. He's just there. That's why he's annoying me. You're annoying me because you're there. You're going down, Sycamore. Hey Sycamore, how would you like some fire? Actually, there was a trap right there to my left. That's okay. We dropped another one. Yeah. I'm gonna go Fender, and then we're gonna go kill some ogres, I think.
In hopes of getting a weapon drop.
Ogres have a higher drop rate, apparently, for greens. Which makes sense through humanoids. Humanoids definitely have better loot pool. Oh man, I don't know why I'm tired. I just woke up from like a, I don't know, from like a 5-hour nap, 4-hour nap. I think I fell asleep around midnight, or 11. But I'm still, ooh, I almost fell off there. I almost fell off the ledge there. But I'm still really tired. You can tell how tired I am. I almost just ran off the ledge here. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Glad I could help.
Time to love. Wake up. Don't let the dark pull us under.
Quest for a weapon continues. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go this cave up here. See this cave up in the north? To the north. Men of the north. We're gonna go to these ogre caves up here. I think there might be ogres over here too, if I'm not mistaken. I guess we'll find out. Here, let's take a look. Yeah, right here. See, these are only level 41 though. That's kind of surprising. Well, these are level 53, but these are... Hold on a second. That's probably Dire Maul, right? That's Dire Maul. Really? These are level 41? I'm surprised. What are these level 60 mobs over here? Okay, that's kind of sucks. I was hoping they were higher level. Let's go back. We may want to rethink this. We're asking AI between the levels of, I don't know, what, 45 and 50? I mean, there's the ogres here. even even my AI knows I'm bending the rules. Check this out. I asked it about looking for green weapons to loot, like what mobs would have a high green weapon drop rate, and it said, "Why do you want to do that?" Right? It's like, are you looking for weapons to sell or disenchant? Are you looking for zones where the chest loot pool is good? And I said, I'm looking for green weapons to equip. It said, got it. So the rule is bending a bit. Chest only for now, but you'll equip mob dropped weapons green when nothing better turns up. Fair enough. So even AI knew I was bending my restrictions a little bit. It was just hilarious. It says the Gordani Ogres in the central zone 44 to 48. Okay. I didn't. What's weird is I'm not seeing that they're 44 to 48. It says in the central 44 to 40. I don't see. I guess it's these right here. Okay, yeah, we can kill those. They're really close by. It actually says that AI is telling us that they drop green weapons at a solid rate, including two-handed swords, axes, maces, and the occasional polearm in that level bracket. All right. Yeah, we can drop the. We can kill some ogres that are right nearby, man. And they're in this high density too, which is nice. And lots of melee. So yeah, it's not a bad spot. Yeah, even AI knew I was bending my rules. So the restriction is bending a little. I've been using a level 35 weapon for so long. I'm just like, and I fished up 72 fishing crates today and didn't get a weapon. So I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm sick of wasting my leveling time on fishing, because if I'm fishing, I'm not leveling because I'm not getting experience. So I said, screw it. I know, it's like looking at me like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Well, sometimes I'll ask AI just for like, you know, like certain things about WoW, like, oh, where can I find this or where can I find that? And it's pretty accurate. It's not always accurate, but sometimes it can be helpful. I mean, to be honest, in most cases, I already know the answer because I know WoW so well, but there are times when I don't know the answer. So So we'll give AI a quick check.
I will crush you.
Kind of sucks that they're so low level though, but because if they do drop a weapon, it's not gonna be very. It's gonna be like a level 30, 36, 38 weapon. So. But beggars cannot be choosers, my lord. Yeah, we need higher level mobs. But my weapons are so bad that if I go for higher level mobs, it's going to take me a lot longer to kill them. These guys I can kill fairly quickly. So maybe that's a benefit, Baby steps, man, baby steps. Get a better green weapon from these guys, then we can move up to higher level mobs, get a better green weapon from those guys, and rinse and repeat. Yeah, exactly. And if we would have just fished up 2 more fishing crates, we would have got that blue weapon, right? That's the beauty of RNG. You never know what's going to happen, man. You never know what's going to happen. Oh, dude, that would be... Oh my god. That would be amazing. At this level, especially. But the best weapon that could drop would be the Kroll Blade. Because we really want a slow main hand weapon, so Kroll Blade would be like the best weapon. That would be like... I think Kroll Blade is level 52 weapon, if I remember correctly. Maybe there's a shit ton of them up here. Let's just kill them all.
Kill them all. Let's kill them all. Wipe them all out. All ogres must die.
Hi, Mr. Bunny Rabbit. How you doing? I'm like, all ogres must die. And this little cute little bunny rabbit kind of walks up and says, hey, what's up? Now skin? Nah, I'm not gonna skin the rabbit. I will when my skinning's level 1. Where is that? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's cruel. That is cruel. I will kill ogres. I will not kill bunny rabbits. Except for when my skinning is level 1 and I want to level up my skinning. Then I will kill bunny rabbits. Oh, come on. Oh, I didn't have enough mana. We didn't have enough mana to drop my trap. Son of a... Hey, look. We got the thick leather shoulders. Very nice. I will kill you, Gordani Mauler. Apparently they don't drop green weapons as much as we would hope. How many do you think it'll have to kill before they drop a green weapon? I wonder. Anybody taking bets, man? And then it'll probably be fucking level 35 bullshit. Some garbage. It'll be like a mace, right? Because I can't use maces. Yeah, but I'm not gonna remember. I said it. I'm loosening the restrictions a little bit, but I still can't use weapons from boss drops, right? That would be too easy. You can't spam dungeons anyway. Remember, you can only do one dungeon per day, so we can only do like ZF like once per day. That's the way how these servers work. And by the time it takes just to get a group together, like a competent group, and to get to the dungeon, it's like so much lost time during that period. I've pretty much, after 52 levels, I'm completely disillusioned with the weapon. Like, I'm so disillusioned. Like, the 72 chests I looted today from fishing didn't get me the weapon. So I pretty much am very disillusioned at this point. I feel like RNG hates me. I feel like the gods of WoW literally hate me. Like they're like, we just don't want you to have a weapon at all. We want you to use a level 35 piece of crap weapon all the way to 60. That's what it feels like.
Another day gone, seems I just arrived. All so close, but low on time. Move so far, was so near. Carry the weight of leaving here. Always something.
These guys aren't dropping much of anything, to be honest. Just some cloth and some money, that's about it. I mean, it's good that they're not cluttering our inventory with a bunch of crap, but we're not getting a green weapon.
Time stands still. Always knowing caught in tide of wanting, bound in the line of waiting. Been too blind to realize that everything I wanted was right here. Fear of what's ahead, regret of what's behind. Feel so old and short on time. Held my breath, failed to let it out. Carried the loss of time I'm missing now. Once so small, pure and so alive. Grow so fast, learning how to fly. Time has come, nothing I can do. Fearing the day of missing you. Always something on the hill. Always chasing around the bend.
Well, I'm so glad ChatGPT is so smart. It's like, oh yeah, the ogres drop lots of green items. They haven't dropped a single green item.
Always knowing the road will end. Caught in tide of wanting, bound in the line of waiting. Been too blind to realize that everything I wanted was right here.
We're never going to get away. I just think we're never going to get a weapons upgrade. We're going to be stuck with this level 35 weapon all the way to 60. How shitty is that going to be?
I just arrived. All so close, but low on time. Move so far to fight about. Carry the weight of missing out. Kept in the dark. Am I so useless? Mouth folded shut, and I'm feeling restless. All this seems erased.
No green weapons.
From the
I'm hating these ogres already.
little cuz it feels like war this time. The ground was bare, I tried to drown. The emptiness couldn't turn it all around. Pull the shutter, see the world fly by like images on fire. If only I knew better.
Oh, this is so painful.
Make me feel alive. Nothing to conceal. Dress me up in
How are you dying? He's not even hitting you. He's hitting me. Ibanez? I'm not a fan of Ibanez. I mean, I don't... Ibanez is okay. It's okay, but it's not really my... I mean, after Fender's recent attempts to claim copyright for their body style on the Stratocaster, I don't think I'm going to buy any more Fenders. So screw them, man. I don't like greedy companies, and Fender's proving to be another greedy bastard, so... And most of my guitars are Fender guitars, but I don't think I'm going to buy another Fender, unless... The other Fender I would buy would be the Squire that I have, because all my guitars are Fenders, except I do have one Squire, and actually the one Squire I have is one of the best guitars I own. Actually, it's so good. But it's a very specific Squire from Chinese factory between 2008 and 2017. It's like, so there's only, you know. I actually was looking at guitars, and you know, the next guitar, you know, I've been looking at maybe getting a Tokai. Unfortunately, there aren't as many around as there used to be. But Tokais are pretty good. They could get sued by Fender. You know, here's a 2014. You know, but they make really, really good guitars. This is a really solid guitar if you want like a Stratocaster style, well-made guitar. Another guitar I've been wanting to get for a long time is a Duesenberg. I've been thinking about getting a Star Player. So something, they have so many different kinds, but like this is the one that I kind of like. This one here. This semi-hollow body Duesenberg Star Player is one. And there's another guitar I want, but I can't afford it. It's like, I mean, I can afford it, but I don't want to pay. Like this one's pretty cool. This finish is all beautiful. I love, this is one of my favorite finishes. Like a kind of like an antique, like kind of like a brown burst, you know. I love this finish on a guitar. But yeah, this is a nice looking Duesenberg too. This one right here, this is beautiful. I wouldn't mind getting, and they have really good tremolo systems on these. I also like the way that where the volume control and the pickup selector switches are located in relation to your hand. It's a really good position. So now I'm good. I can see the screen, but yeah, Duesenberg is something so I don't know. I mean, I've been really good. I haven't bought a guitar in about a year. Yeah. Yamahas are okay. They're not bad. The thing is, certain things I look at when I buy a guitar is resellability. I mean, Yamaha's okay. It's not going to have as good a resellability as a Duesenberg. Duesenberg will go up in value. Yamaha will probably go up in value, but not as much. I mean, I don't buy guitars to sell them. Is it? Yeah, violin burst. Yeah, I don't buy guitars to sell them. In fact, I've only sold 3 or 4 guitars in my life, and I've bought probably, 30 guitars, maybe more. I don't know. I guess I've given some away. I've given away 3 guitars just for free to people, but I have a natural. I have a Telecaster like that. I have a 19 Telecaster Ash. What is it called? Telecaster Standard. Natural finish. I have one in. It's ash though. It looks like this one here. I have a Telecaster in this finish, which is like a natural, like this one. Mine looks better than that one though. But yeah, the natural finish is okay. I don't mind it. But my favorite finish is, that violin burst is definitely one of my favorite. I just think it looks so. I like it because it just looks so vintage, man. To me, that's vintage, especially like Strat. That's my favorite finish on a Stratocaster. Is that kind of like tobacco burst, basically, like a tobacco burst on a Strat. Is so classic, man. So much for getting like a green drops off these ogres. They haven't dropped a single green drop. This has been, I'm not gonna lie, this has been pretty damn disappointing. With as many as we've killed, look at the drops they've given me. Like nothing. Like some money and some cloth. That's it. Like the loot pool here has been shitty. Yeah, I have that. Let me see. I can show you. I can show you a picture of my exact guitar in that finish. Hold on a second. Oh, this is a really bad picture though. Here's a slightly better one. So this one, I have this one. This is a 19. You can see it's a natural ash. So this is my Fender American Standard, 1990. I think it's 1992. So that would put it at, oh my god. So actually no, I think it's 1990. I'm trying to remember what year I bought it. No, I think it's 1998. So that puts it at, holy crap, 28 years old. It's also probably the oldest guitar I own because it's 28 years old. Yeah. These guys have turned out to be dog shit, man. I'm really disappointed these guys haven't dropped shit. I don't think we can focus on trying to get a green upgrade based on mobs. I think what we need to do is just focus on leveling, and it'll just, you know, happen. You know what I mean? And I will just eventually drop that we can use. We just need to focus on doing quests and leveling. The weapon will come eventually. You know what I mean? Yeah. The one thing about that strat that I don't like, I'm not really. It doesn't have the vintage style bridge. It's got a more modern bridge on it. I mean, it's better for tuning stability for sure. The thing stays in tune like really well, but it doesn't look as cool as like the vintage style ashtray bridges for Telecasters. But I have so many Telecasters. I mean, literally, I have so many Telecasters. So it's not really a big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, just on my guitar stand to my left here that has 5 guitars on it, 3 of them are Telecasters. Actually, no. Yes, 3 of them are Telecasters. 3 tellies and 2 strats to my left, and then there's another guitar stand behind me in the corner. It's got 2 Telecasters on it, and then there's another single guitar stand over here which has 1 Telecaster on it. So in this room I have, and this isn't one of the ones that are in my closet, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 Telecasters just out in my room right here. Can you tell Telecaster is my favorite guitar? But after Fender's been sending out cease and desist to people, I don't think I'll be buying. I don't think I'm really gonna buy any more Fenders. I think my Fender buying is over. So, I mean, like I said, the only other Fender I would buy would be the Squire, because it's such a good guitar and it's so cheap. If I could find another one that's as good as the one I have, I would buy it just as a backup. You like the bridge? It's a very unusual bridge. Yeah, it's kind of unusual. I wonder if we can find. Do we have reverb still open? Yeah. So we want Fender standard. Let's just do this, and then we want. And then we want solid body used, and we want Fender decade. We want 90s. Let's see. Here's one. See, here's a Japan one. But see, I like. This is one with the vintage Telly bridge. See, that's a vintage Telly bridge, which I actually like. I just think it's cool. And then let's see if we can find mine. And then mine's this bridge here. Right, same as this one here. That's made in Japan though, which is interesting. Yeah, but basically that's that's not my Telecaster. That's a different bridge. Never mind. That's not, yeah, that bridge is different too. There's man, I didn't realize they had so many different bridges in the 90s. That's a different bridge too, huh? Apparently my bridge is pretty, maybe not as common as I thought. this is definitely the bridge that mine has. Mine has this Telecaster bridge, this one here, which is kind of an unusual bridge. I guess you don't really see that many of those bridges, to be honest. As we look at these teles, I don't see too many that are like mine. Mine's a 98. Let's see if we can find... Pretty sure mine's a 1998. So see, this is a made in Mexico. Mine's not a made in Mexico. Mine's an American. Made in America. Made in America. Come on, guys. Give me a freaking green weapon. So we can just move. So we can actually be happy again. Not one green. These guys haven't dropped a single green, man. It has locking tuners, so changing strings is a breeze. It came standard with locking tuners too, which was a nice feature. Not all American standards have locking tuners, so that was nice that it came with them. Kind of surprising on a standard. A lot of standards do not have locking tuners. I'm a big fan of locking tuners. If when I buy any kind of guitar, if it doesn't have locking tuners on it, I generally will replace the tuners with locking tuners. These guys suck. They haven't dropped shit. I'm about ready to go. What other humanoids could we kill? I'm trying to think. I mean, we could go back to Daenerys and kill the pirates, right? They're like level 45. I would prefer to kill higher level mobs, though. This is our fishing route. We're not going to do that. I'm done with fishing. I'm sick of wasting all my time fishing when I should be getting experience. So. Ooh, Fellwood. Dude, we should do Fellwood. Yeah, baby. Let's do Fellwood. I like Fellwood. Besides it, Fellwood, at least we're getting like the feathers for reputation. Let's do some Fellwood.
I buy and trade.
All right.
Be careful.
Yeah, let's do Fellwood. The problem with Ungaro for like trying to fish for any kind of like a weapon upgrade is Ungaro is like mostly beasts. You know, obviously like humanoids are gonna have a better chance to drop, weapons. So I'd rather like the Fellwood, the Timber Maul, I think would have a better chance to probably drop a weapon than the beasts in Ungaro. But we're gonna hit. Plus, I want to be a little bit higher level. I'd like to be level 54 when we hit Ungaro, because it'll just make it a lot easier since my gear is so shitty. So. Let me check the bank real quick. I mean, the fishing did us good as far as getting our bags. I mean, we fished up 5 journeyman backpacks today, 5 of them. So we replaced, we now have all 14 slot bags, and we were also able to replace, I think, multiple bank bags with 14 slot bags. So that helped us with our inventory quite a bit. You can see here, we have a couple of 14 slot bags here. What else do we have here? Just a bunch of junk. Don't need silk cloth. Yeah, we can get rid of the 10 slot bags. And don't really need this, but we'll just vendor this. Vendor.
See you around.
Yeah, I got 5 in a. I remember I fished up 72 mithril bound boxes today. 72. And after opening 72 mithril bound boxes, I got 5 journeyman backpacks. So I'm too lazy to make bandages out of that. I know it would have made me more money, but I'm too lazy. Money's not something we need on Self-Found too much. The only thing we really need money for is just our epic mount. Other than that, it's kind of not really necessary. So I was kind of stupid of me to Hearth. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking Felwood was in this continent, which we all know it's not. So, I mean, it still would have been a pretty long flight path from where I was to Felwood. But still, it would have been faster than coming from here. But oh well.
Light be with you.
Oh well. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I do not know what I was thinking. I was thinking Felwood was on this continent. Obviously, I wasn't thinking that's what was happening. I'm tired. That's my excuse. Yeah, let's do Felwood. The experience will be better. If we get a weapon drop, we get a weapon drop. That's all we can. We can just pray to the RNG gods. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. Is just hope and pray.
Yeah, Felwood's gonna be decent. What other good? What other? Let's see. This is one. This one here is a Tokai. Tokai I've previously looked at lots of times. I like this Tokai in the gold. I think this would be a nice guitar. This one is $900 brand new, but it's coming from Indonesia, so the shipping would be, I don't know if the tariffs are still in effect, but if the tariffs are still in effect, I'm not gonna buy any guitar that's not in the United States if the tariffs are in effect, man. Yeah, this is Skullrock US. Yeah, Tim, this is Skullrock. Yeah, we're not buying any guitars while the tariffs. I mean, I'm not gonna pay for the tariff fee, obviously. This is one I've looked at many times. This has been on Reverb a very long time. It's a nice looking Squire Telly. It's made in the right. This is in the right manufacturing plant. So this is the plant that made the best Telecasters. This one was made in, if I'm reading this correctly, 2010. Yeah, this was made in 2010. This is a really nice Telecaster. Yeah. I mean, for the money, this is probably one of the best Telecasters you can buy. It's in pretty good shape, too. I mean, keep in mind, this is 2010, so it's already 16 years old. Doesn't have the knobs are newer. I don't like that. The knobs are newer and the bridge saddles are different. So that's a little concerning that these look newer. I'd have to ask the guy if those are the original ones. You got a 38 dwarf on Skullrock. I'd bop that. That's a pretty funny name. I'd bop that. That's pretty good. Yeah, Japan cars are usually pretty good. Japanese are very good, man. They like good quality. They're good craftsmen. Yeah, this character's driving me a little bit batty though, Tim, because we're doing I can only wear gear that I craft, and up to this point, as at level 52, I could only use weapons that were found in treasure chests or loot boxes. So I couldn't use weapons from quests. I couldn't use weapons that were dropped by mobs. I couldn't use any kind of dungeon-based gear or anything. And now I'm kind of it's been so painful, and I'm still rocking a level 35 main hand weapon. So I finally have loosened up on my restrictions a little bit and have said that if a weapon drops off just a regular mob that I'm killing in the world, I can use it. But I still am not going to allow the use of weapons from quest rewards or the use of weapons from boss fights or anything like that. Of course, these restrictions are just until I get level 60, and then they're all removed. Yeah, my 92 Tele, it's hilarious. My 92 Telecaster, it's the neck is a lot darker in color because it's just aged. And the frets look really funny, like the ends of the frets. There's like this little kind of green tarnish. You know how metal, like, you know how like nickel, like if you ever look at nickel, the metal nickel on guitars, when it gets old, it starts to get this kind of greenish color to it, where it like tarnishes. So yeah, the ends of my frets on my Telecaster, even though they're coated, even though they're coated with some lacquer at the ends of the frets, you can still see like a green tarnish that's underneath the coating, underneath the lacquer, which is weird. So it almost looks like dirt, but it's actually, I think the frets have tarnished a little bit, you know? Yeah, it's all about having fun. Yeah, yeah. The restrictions just started to feel like a little bit painful. Well, what really changed my mind, Tim, was I spent like 4 hours fishing today, probably 4 hours, maybe five, probably 4 hours fishing today, and I fished up 72 mithril bound boxes from fishing. And I'm like, man, I got to get a weapon upgrade. 72 mithril bound boxes. I opened up 72 boxes. The only weapon that dropped was a mace. I can't use mace. The one weapon that a hunter can't use is a mace, right? So it was like the RNG guys were just laughing at me. We're like, we're not going to get you a weapon, but we'll give you one weapon, and the only weapon we're going to give you is a two-hand mace. And so although I did get 5 journeyman backpacks, but because of that, because of that fiasco, I was just like, man, screw you, man. It's like you're messing with me, man. I like the patina. Yeah, I definitely like the patina on guitars when they start to get worn and stuff. And then I have my kind of parts Telecaster, the one that I kind of put together. It's like part it's part slick guitar, part Fender guitar. I'm pretty sure I think I've showed you the images of that one, haven't I? Let's see. I don't know where the images are. Let me see if I can find them. Actually, it's on my Facebook, isn't it? Hold on a second. It's this one. So you can see, um, this is the kind of the parts Telecaster I put together, right? You can see it's a slick guitar body, which was already kind of this worn looking body. Then I replaced the ashtray, and I replaced the saddles. I replaced the control plate. I replaced the knobs are original. These brass knobs came on this slick guitar, and they're awesome. These brass knobs are awesome. But I replaced all the screws and went with these patinaed screws. So all the screws here, I replaced them all. I don't actually, these little ones here, though, I didn't replace those two, but all these other ones I did. I replaced the back neck plate. You can see it's totally worn, and right here's a picture of the saddles. They look good though. They look so good. I love this ashtray. I think that looks sick. And now the bronze knobs were kind of naturally patinaed already on this guitar. And then what I did was I replaced the neck with an actual made in Mexico Fender Telecaster neck. So, and then I replaced the tuners with kind of worn patina looking Fender locking tuners. So I'm not sure how much, I spent quite a bit of money on that one.
Hello.
Yeah, but it came out really good. I was really worried that the neck, because I put a different neck on the guitar, I was really worried that it would mess up the intonation and that the strings wouldn't really align correctly over the pull pieces of the pickup. And they don't, to be honest, they don't line up really great. But the the intonation was dead on, perfect. So I'm actually really happy with that guitar. That guitar is heavy. It's like 10 pounds. The body on that guitar is so heavy. Sam, no new weapon. We have been really screwed with weapons. Sam, I fished up 72 mithril bound boxes from fishing today. 72. Opened up 72 boxes. You know how many weapons were in those boxes? One. And it was a frickin' mace. You know, it was a frickin' mace. Yeah, so you can see I grabbed a Made in Mexico neck. So the only bad part about this guitar is that the neck looks too new. You know, like a lot of the other stuff's kind of like patina looking and worn out, but the neck looks, you know, brand new, obviously. And there's my Fender Frontman 25R that I replaced the speaker with an 80 watt Raging Cajun speaker. And then also, let's see. And this is actually my Eastwood guitar. This is an Eastwood. This one here it's actually an Eastwood guitar. This one's a really interesting one. Eastwood makes guitars. I love the bridge on this one, right? And it's bronze. Look at this bronze brush plate. That's so sick, right? This one's interesting, and the finish on this one's really, really interesting. Like if you put your hand and rub it across the finish, you can feel the grain of the wood as you run your hand across it. So it's a very bizarre finish. I don't even know what it is because it's kind of rough. It feels almost like not sandpaper, but there's a grainy feel to the finish. So it's some sort of it's not a heavy finish. It's not. I think it might be. I don't know if it's a resin. I don't know. It's just a very unusual finish. But it's got a boost. It's got an amp built into the guitar. So when you flip the switch, you're turning on an amp. And then I think this switch, remember correctly, is a boost, which just boosts the volume of the amp. But it's a pretty interesting guitar. Beautiful neck though on that one. I just love that freaking plate. It's so tasteful. I love that bronze. It's so cool looking. When you play on 1186, I love to use Bone Biter. Yeah, Bone Biter's great. Bone Biter's really good, Tim. I love Bone Biter as a hunter. I mean, you can get Bone Biter from the Scarlet Monastery quest chain, and you can use that as a melee. If you're doing melee hunter, you can use that for a very, very long time. Like that will last you a long time. But sadly, I'm using this, a level 35 green axe. I did get the level 45 dagger from a fishing crate, but we're still stuck with this crappy main hand. We did finally get a ring, so I did get this ring today out of the 72, boxes that we opened. I got this ring, so that was a nice upgrade because I didn't have a ring. I actually didn't even have a ring. We're still rocking our level 10 cloak because we can only wear gear that we can craft, so you can see all this gear is made by me. Everything I'm wearing is made by Lonely Elf, right? So the thing is, what do we want to do here? We can farm the swamp thing creatures. I don't know what, they might be too high a level though. But they're a good farm because they're in the cave right down here, this cave. Because, there's a lot of them and there's not much distance between the pools, so it's very quick. Well, if I need a healer? Dude. Well, that's awesome. What level is your healer? You said that 30... 38? Yeah, I don't really need a healer. I mean, I would feel bad making you heal me because you wouldn't get anything out of it unless you're near my level. Because of the way I'm doing this character, she has really shitty gear, so she doesn't do very good damage. So my kill times aren't great. My TTK, my time to kill, isn't great. Let's see. These are level 52. Let me see how hard or easy these guys are to kill. Let's buff up my pet a little bit. These guys are good farm, and they do drop, if I remember correctly, these guys do drop pretty good greens. Let's see, agility, strength, spirit, ooh, intellect 3, shit, nice. And let's even toss in a dragon breath chili. Let's do it. Let's see what damage these guys can put up. Yeah, so the TTK on these is pretty long. I'm trying to remember what the quest chain is. Ah, crap. We got another one. Alright, we're out of here. Nah, level 54. This is not going to be good. These are too high. I don't want to be killing mobs 2 levels above me in hardcore. It's just the time it takes to kill them will take too long, so... Let's go back down and we're going to farm the Timber Mall down at the starting area because they're a good level range for me and they're plentiful. I've leveled a Paladin to 60, I've leveled 2 Warriors to 60, I've leveled 2 Hunters to 60, so that's what I've leveled to 60. And then I've leveled tons to like 30s and 40s that, you know, that I'm sure are all still alive, and I've leveled Grey Gear Warrior to 39, she's still alive, and that was a self-found hardcore Grey Gear only, that character is brutal. Try leveling a Warrior who can only equip Grey Gear. Jeez, that's brutal. I love Paladins, though. You know, Paladin's one of my all-time favorite classes. If you look at my channel, you look at my YouTube channel, just do a search for Paladin, you'll be hard-pressed to be able to scroll through all the Paladin videos, right? If you just type Paladin here on my YouTube channel and just scroll, you'll be scrolling for a very long time before you run out of streams on Paladin. Like, you'll just be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I mean, literally, you'll be scrolling for like 10 minutes, like nonstop, because I've played so much Paladin. I'm trying to remember how do we open up the Songflower quest. It's Cleansing Felwood, that's it. So we gotta do, but that's level 55, we're only 52, so, but we'll do that. We want to get our Songflowers going eventually. So the key to the Melee Hunter, if you're really gonna do Melee Hunter, is you've got to min-max your as much as you can to kind of optimize your DPS. And the most important things you're gonna want to get really are the Firefall Water, Mongoose. I mean, if you're going to go alchemy, which I think if you're going to be doing hardcore self-found, I 100% think you should be doing alchemy, because you're going to want Mongoose. So, because what you can get as far as buffs, you can get Mongoose, Winterfall Firewater, Songflower, Dragon Breath Chili, or what's the Frost Oil. Especially if you're dual wield, put Frost Oil on both weapons. Or you can also use Shadow Oil, but I like Frost Oil better. The cool thing about Frost Oil is it doesn't have an internal cooldown. So like if you swing your weapon and it procs the Frost Oil proc, and then you swing your weapon again, it can proc the Frost Oil proc again, right? So there's no like cooldown on it, which is kind of nice. No, you love you say you like to watch TV while you're just chilling, yeah. I mean, the Melee Hunter is a pretty decent Netflix build because, like, you can do this, like, when you're playing Melee Hunter, like, it's pretty easy to just kill something without doing much, like, send pet, drop your Immolation Trap, bring your pet back, bringing the mob over your Immolation Trap, queue up Raptor Strike, bait, like, put your pet taunt on if you want to just watch your Netflix show, right? And then if your pet loses threat, all you do is just pop your Intimidation, right? So right here, I don't have to do anything. I mean, I don't even have to touch the keyboard at this point, you know? Unfortunately, it looks like the The immolation trap got reset. Either got reset or fell off really quickly. Here, let's kill another one. Yeah, so like send pet, drop immolation trap, bring pet back, queue up Raptor Strike now, so it's the first thing that swings. Send pet to attack. I always throw in a wing clip just for fun, and then that's it. And then you just sit here, don't even touch your keyboard. And then if the pet loses threat, just pop your intimidation. If you want to maximize your DPS, you can spam more Raptor Strikes, right? Which on this mob we would because he's 50, right? But the goal is to hopefully get the mob dead by the time your immolation trap ends, right? That's what you would like to see, right? And then the other thing is if you go with a wolf, you can use Furious Howl to your benefit, and by queuing up your Raptor Strike when the mob's coming in, that'll ensure that the first attack is Raptor Strike, and it'll take advantage of the Furious Howl, because Furious Howl is almost always going to be cast when you first pull a mob, because it's pretty much always going to be off cooldown, so that guarantees that you're going to get that extra Furious Howl damage calculated into your first Raptor. So if it crits, it's going to be, you're talking an extra, anywhere from like maybe 40 to 60 or 70 extra damage just from the, just from Furious Howl. It could be even bigger than that if you're critting. But you want a really, really slow main hand weapon. Or if you can get a good two-hand weapon. The only problem with two-hand weapons is when you're low levels, your hit rating's so shitty that you're just missing with the two-hand weapon feels really painful. Whereas there is a hit penalty for dual wield, but if you're dual wielding, it doesn't feel so bad because you're swinging so often. And most of your damage is coming from, it's going to be coming from Raptor Strike anyway. So if you look here, Raptor Strike's accounting for 23% of my damage, and then my immolation trap's accounting for 27. So 50% of my damage is just my trap and Raptor Strike. Of course, that's just my damage. That's not calculating my pet damage. They were separate there. Well, they're pretty much always separate. Yeah, bear's good too. I mean, I'm not one of those hunters that's going to tell you one pet's way better than another. Sure, some pets are going to do more damage than others, but honestly, it's not enough of a difference in my mind to make you not play what you enjoy. Like, you should use a pet that makes the game the most fun for you, because any pet you use is going to be good. Like, if it's a scorpion, if it's a bear, if it's a boar, whatever pet you use, it's going to be a good pet. That's the nice thing about hunter pets. They're all good. None of them are bad, unless you're doing like a really unless you're like a turtle or something, because his damage isn't going to be quite as good. But a turtle's got other benefits. He can tank a lot of mobs, but turtles really, I wouldn't recommend using turtle as like a leveling pet just because his damage is pretty low. But when you're talking about like a wolf versus a kitty, it's minuscule, like you said. It's minuscule. You're talking about a scorpion versus a raptor, a lot of it's so negligible. People freak out about Broken Tooth. I'm telling you right now, Broken Tooth is not going to do much more damage than my pet here. Like, if at all. I mean, maybe it'll do a little bit more damage, but it's negligible. It's not a big deal. It's not something that's really going to make much of a difference. Yeah. Yeah, Turtle's great for, like, if you want to, like, solo, or if you want to do, like, solo type things in a dungeon. Maybe you're trying to, to do princess runs or something. I mean, Turtle could be pretty useful, right? But again, these, everything I'm saying is just from my experience. It's not 100%. I'm not saying that I'm right, because I'm not. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying listen to me. Do things the way I'm saying it. I'm just giving you my opinion based on my experience playing the game. I always encourage people to figure stuff out on their own. Like, if you don't, instead of asking me which is the best pet, I'll give you my advice, but I always encourage people to go out and play the pets. Use different pets. Use recount. Look at the DPS per second of each pet. Try to figure out on your own which one you think is doing the most damage and which one you enjoy the most. Even the sound of the pets can make a big difference. Like, I don't use owls because I don't like the screeching sounds all the time, and I don't. Same thing with boars. I don't use boars and owls because the sounds they make kind of annoy me after a while. Like that, I just don't care for the sound, especially the boar. I don't like the sound effects it makes. So. No, no, Murlocs. Well, Murlocs are humanoids, so I'm not sure how that would work, right? I don't think Murlocs should be. Sorry, man. I don't think Murlocs should be tameable. They're not a beast. I think you should stick to tameable being a beast, right? Mhm. Actually, I've heard that in Turtle WoW there was a Murloc pet. I think it was Turtle WoW. Actually, it wasn't. It might have been Ascension. I think it was Ascension WoW. I had a Murloc pet, and the damn thing would talk all the time. And I'm telling you, it sounds cool at first, but after a while, it's incredibly annoying because he would go la, 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 like all the time, and it became incredibly annoying very fast. So I'm just telling you right now, you might not think it's as cool as you think, right? And he may get sick of it very quickly. Yeah, there was. There's different things. Like I saw a video recently where hunters would. There were different things that would turn your alignment. Like, cause normally, like certain creatures in the world, you're neutral to them, and you can't tame a neutral pet, right? It has to be aggressive to you. And there were certain ways that you could change your alignment towards certain factions. It was like a quest, and when you did that, it would make those pets that normally were untamable as neutral as then they were aggressive, and so you could actually tame them. So there are all these weird hunters doing kind of weird things to get pets that really weren't supposed to be tameable. It was pretty interesting. It was a video I watched pretty recently. So. You gonna get ready for work, Tim? All right, man. Have a good one, Tim. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back to sleep here pretty soon. It's 6 a.m. here. My wife's gonna be up by like 9, so if I want to get any sleep, I better go to sleep pretty soon. Otherwise, she's gonna be asking me. I don't know what we're gonna. My wife's really sick. She's got some sort of cold or flu, so I'm not really sure what we're doing today. Normally on Saturday we're usually doing stuff, my wife will want to go do shopping or go somewhere, do stuff. But since she's so sick, I'm not sure what she's going to be doing. Yeah, you too, Tim, man. Take care. I think it's funny that once I decided that I'd loosen up my restrictions on weapons enough to where I could actually, use a green weapon if it dropped off a mob, that since I said that, I don't think I've seen one green drop, not one, in like multiple hours of killing mobs. I don't think I've seen a single green drop of any kind, let alone a weapon, right? I think that's like RNG just freaking hates me. Like, RNG does not like this character. It's ridiculous. The shit I've had to go through on this character is unbelievable.
Time to love. Wake up. Don't let the dark pull us under.
We just lost a level 48 hunter in the hinterlands due to falling. How do you fall to death?
Time to love. Wake up.
He fell to his death? I wonder what he fell from. He did do that to the top grass, dude. He said, the guy, the hunter who just died. He said, "I can't believe that just happened." And then he didn't say anything else. I think he. I was looking for a way down off the cliff to the next level. So I was. Damn it. I was looking for the way down off the cliffs to take the photo of the turtle, and then I slipped. I don't remember the turtle photo quest. But yeah, the super snapper one. Yeah, I never do that quest. Yeah, I never do that quest. He lost his level 4800 because he fell off a cliff, apparently. I'm like, oh man. Oh man. I thought he did that quest where you... we got 3 of them. Oh, shit, we got 4 of them. Time to reset. I don't know how the hell we got 4. Time to reset. Man, we left him in the dust. Look how far back these guys are. They're like way back there. Ah, fuck me. Fucking I hate these gardeners because they heal. Also, I don't like the positioning right here very well. And I can't stop him from healing himself, you bastard. You're going down now, buddy. That was sketchy, man. Just killing those 2 mobs was sketchy. This guy has some sort of infatuation with throwing weapons. He keeps talking about his throwing weapons. I've used 400 throwing weapons at level 9. I'm like, man, dude, is all you do is throw your throwing weapons? Like, he's infatuated with throwing weapons. What class is he? A rogue? Let me guess, rogue, yeah. He needs to stop throwing his throwing weapons and start killing people. Ah, the grind is real. No healing for you. No, no healing for you. Sorry. All right, I think I'm gonna stop there. It is 6:23 in the morning, and if I want to get any sleep, then I'm gonna have to get it now. I'm gonna have to go to bed now for a little bit. I don't know what my plans are for tomorrow yet. Probably get up tomorrow, make my wife breakfast, do some housework, you know, clean the kitchen, play with the dog, you know, do some real life stuff. Maybe work out. I don't think I mowed the yard last week, although I didn't mow. I don't feel like, if I'm gonna mow the yard, it'll be tomorrow afternoon though, when the sun goes, when it's not so hot. So we'll do some RL stuff. So I'll probably be back streaming today. I guess it's today already. Maybe around like noon or 1 or something. We'll go ahead and finish out getting to level 53. This is a pretty good spot. I think we'll just grind this spot for a while. You know, see if we get an upgraded weapon maybe to drop off these mobs. Otherwise, other than that, we're just, you know, we're working on our reputation. You know, getting our reputation going for the Timber Mall is always never a bad thing. And we're also going to be working on, obviously, getting to the point where we can get the Songflowers, which is not a bad thing. There's also the tuber, the what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. The whipper-root or the tubers. I can't remember what they're called, but it's the other items in here that you can get that basically is like a small heal. Here, the whipper-root tuber is right here. So those as well that we can get. But thanks for watching, guys. I am going to get some sleep. I hope you guys have a good one wherever you're in the world. And I'll be back pretty soon, probably. Peace out.